where we uncover some of the strangest animals that ever roamed our planet. Fossils reveal incredible stories of life on Earth, filled with creatures you may find hard to believe. From tiny underwater animals to massive land giants, the history of life is replete with oddities that continue to captivate and baffle scientists. Buckle up as we delve into these bizarre beings and learn about their fascinating tales. Let's begin with one of the most iconic oddities, the dodo bird. This flightless bird lived on the islands of Mauritius. Weighing about the same as a turkey, the dodo was a quirky creature with a large hooked beak and stout body. Unfortunately, it went extinct in the late 17th century, primarily due to human hunting and the introduction of invasive species that preyed on its eggs. The dodo's plight serves as a powerful reminder of the impact humans can have on wildlife and the importance of conservation efforts today. Imagine standing on a peaceful island and spotting this unique bird among the lush foliage. Next on our list is the infamous Megalodon, often depicted as the ultimate ocean predator. Imagine a shark the size of a bus, with teeth measuring up to a foot long. The Megalodon could grow up to 60 feet long, ruling the seas around 23 million years ago. This giant shark was the top predator in the ocean. It likely feasted on whales and other large marine creatures. Scientists believe that the Megalodon became extinct around 2.6 million years ago, possibly due to a decline in prey availability and changing oceanic conditions. Picture yourself diving into deep waters, encountering this enormous creature as it glides silently through the ocean depths. What a terrifying yet awe-inspiring thought. Transitioning from the ocean to the frozen tundra, we encounter the magnificent woolly mammoth. These giant relatives of modern elephants roamed the cold landscapes during the last ice age, showcasing their long, curved tusks and thick coats of fur, perfectly adapted to icy conditions. Unfortunately, these majestic creatures went extinct around 4,000 years ago, likely due to a combination of climate change and hunting by early humans. The thought of these massive mammals walking across the plains is undeniably awe-inspiring. What if we could somehow bring them back to life? What kind of impact would they have on today's ecosystems? Now let's meet the Sabertooth cat, a predator famed for its long, sharp canine teeth. These fearsome cats lived during the Ice Age and were much larger than today's house cats. Known for their robust physique and powerful build, saber-toothed cats were fierce hunters that targeted large prey, such as bison and young mammoths. Their elongated teeth were perfect for delivering a deadly bite. Unfortunately, like many other species, saber-toothed cats faced extinction due to environmental changes and increased competition from other large predators. Can you imagine what it must have been like to see one of these fierce predators in action? Next, let's turn our attention to the thylacine, also known as the Tasmanian tiger. This unique marsupial lived in Tasmania and possessed distinctive stripes on its back, giving it a tiger-like appearance. Sadly, this fascinating creature was declared extinct in the 20th century due to hunting and habitat loss. The thylacine serves as a heart-wrenching reminder of how fragile many species can be. Can you visualize how different the ecosystem would be if this extraordinary animal were still around today? You'd likely hear it hunting in the dark, its eerie calls echoing through the Tasmanian forests. Venturing back into the depths of the ocean, let's discuss the Plesiosaur. These marine reptiles, characterized by their long necks and flippered limbs, swam alongside dinosaurs millions of years ago. While they appeared fearsome, they were not dinosaurs. Plesiosaurs came in various sizes, and their unique body structure allowed them to glide gracefully through the water. They became extinct about 65 million years ago, likely due to the same mass extinction event that wiped out the dinosaurs. Imagine bobbing on a raft in ancient seas, catching a glimpse of a plesiosaur surfacing for air. What a thrilling sight. Next on our adventure is the Anomalicaris, a remarkable predator from the Cambrian period known for its peculiar appearance. With large bulging eyes and multiple limbs, Anomalicaris was a top predator, feeding on smaller marine animals. It swam through ancient oceans over 500 million years ago, where it imposed its reign on various aquatic life forms. This creature's odd features puzzled scientists for years, and its classification remained debated for a long time. Its unique appearance, which included large compound eyes and a segmented body, led to considerable confusion about its place in the evolutionary timeline. Picture a scene from ancient seas with the Anomalicaris actively hunting, its multiple limbs reaching out to catch unsuspecting prey. An early apex predator in an era filled with strange and wonderful life forms. Now let's explore the Irish elk, a giant creature known for its majestic antlers. These enormous deer lived during the Pleistocene epoch in Europe and Asia, and their antlers could reach spans of over 10 feet across. Despite their impressive size, Irish elks went extinct around 7,000 years ago, likely due to climate changes and habitat loss, as forests grew denser, altering their feeding grounds. Imagine standing in a lush prehistoric forest and witnessing one of these magnificent creatures grazing peacefully. Truly a sight to behold. Transitioning to the southern hemisphere, we'll meet the moa, a gigantic, flightless bird that lived in New Zealand. These colossal birds stood up to 12 feet tall and weighed over 500 pounds, making them among the largest birds to have ever existed. Moas were herbivores that played a crucial role in their ecosystem by helping to shape the vegetation. Sadly, they went extinct in the late 1500s due to hunting by the Maori people and habitat destruction. Can you envision walking through dense forests where moas once roamed, their calls echoing through the trees? As we delve deeper into the ancient seas, let's encounter the Dunkleosteus, a prehistoric fish that existed approximately 360 million years ago. Dunkleosteus was a formidable predator capable of reaching lengths of up to 33 feet, equipped with incredibly strong jaws and bony plates instead of teeth. This ancient fish ruled the oceans, feeding on smaller fish and even other large marine animals. The Dunkleosteus showcases the incredible diversity of marine life long before the dinosaurs emerged. Imagine being submerged in those ancient waters, swimming alongside one of these colossal fish. What a striking yet terrifying image. Next, we'll explore the Titanoboa, the largest snake to have ever existed, reaching lengths of over 40 feet. Titanoboa thrived around 60 million years ago in what is now Colombia. Fossil evidence suggests this giant constrictor could grow as thick as a car tire, capable of taking down large prey. Imagine walking through a prehistoric jungle and facing this colossal serpent. What kind of survival strategies would you need to deploy to evade such a massive predator? Let's also look at the giant ground sloth, a hefty herbivore that roamed parts of North America and South America about 1.5 million years ago. Some species reached lengths of up to 15 feet. These incredible creatures were well adapted to a herbivorous diet, feeding on diverse plants, including leaves, fruits, and possibly even tough vegetation. Unfortunately, they became extinct approximately 10,000 years ago, likely due to climate changes and hunting pressures from early humans. Visualize these impressive animals slowly grazing in a lush, prehistoric landscape, truly giants of their time. As we continue our journey, we encounter the Mastadon, often confused with woolly mammoths but distinct in several ways. Mastodons lived during the Ice Age, characterized by their long, curved tusks and molars, adapted for chewing tough, woody plants. They inhabited forested areas in North America and faced extinction about 10,000 years ago, primarily due to a combination of climate change and hunting pressure. Just imagine being in a prehistoric forest and witnessing these majestic creatures roaming, their massive forms blending into the shadows of the trees. Shifting our focus to marine life once again, we'll meet the stellar sea cow, a massive marine herbivore that could grow up to 30 feet long. Similar in appearance to modern manatees, stellar sea cows thrived in the cold northern Pacific Ocean until the 18th century when they were hunted to extinction within just 27 years of their discovery. The story of the stellar sea cow serves as a powerful symbol of the fragility of marine life and a reminder of the urgent importance of conservation. Picture these gentle giants grazing on underwater kelp beds, slowly meandering through their aquatic habitats. Let's not overlook the majestic Elasmarium, often referred to as the Siberian unicorn. This immense rhinoceros lived in the steppes of Eurasia during the late Pleistocene epoch and was characterized by a large single horn on its forehead, reminiscent of the mythical unicorn. It likely grew to be over 15 feet long and weighed up to 4,000 pounds. Elasmarium became extinct around 39,000 years ago, possibly due to climate change and the encroachment of early humans. Imagine encountering this massive creature as it grazes on the lush vegetation of ancient Eurasian plains. its impressive horn glistening in the sunlight. Such an encounter would surely leave one in awe of the incredible diversity that once existed in this region. Next, let's meet the Pleistocene horse, known scientifically as Equus ferus. These large horses roamed North America, Europe, and Asia around 2 million years ago, until they went extinct approximately 10,000 years ago. Standing around 4.5 feet at the shoulder, they were adapted to cold environments with their thick fur. They played an essential role in their ecosystems as herbivores, shaping vegetation and serving as prey for predators like saber-toothed cats and early human hunters. Imagine galloping alongside a herd of Pleistocene horses across a vast snowy landscape. What a sight that would be. Now let's not forget about the terror bird, also known as Phorus rhocos. These gigantic, flightless birds lived in South America during the Cenozoic era, standing up to 10 feet tall, with enormous, powerful beaks capable of crushing bones. They were fast runners and were apex predators, hunting smaller mammals and even other birds. The terror bird became extinct around 1.8 million years ago, likely due to changing climates and competition with emerging mammalian predators. Picture this fierce bird racing across open plains, its terrifying silhouette striking fear into the hearts of its prey. Turning now to the world of marine reptiles once again, let's meet the Mosasaurus, another remarkable predator of the ancient seas. These enormous creatures could grow up to 56 feet long and were known for their long, elongated bodies and powerful jaws filled with sharp teeth. Mosasaurs were dominant oceanic predators during the late Cretaceous period and preyed on everything from fish to other marine reptiles. Imagine floating in a prehistoric ocean, watching a Mosasaurus breach the surface, a shining testament to the power and diversity of marine life in that era. Next, we'll encounter the giant beaver, scientifically named castroids. This colossal rodent lived in North America during the Pleistocene and could grow up to 8 feet long and weigh over 200 pounds. Unlike modern beavers, giant beavers were much larger and had unique adaptations for their environment. They likely used their size and powerful limbs to construct massive lodges or dams. These fascinating creatures became extinct about 10,000 years ago. Can you imagine coming across a giant beaver while paddling through a prehistoric lake, its size dwarfing anything you've seen before? We must also discuss the Diprotodon, the largest known marsupial to have existed. These colossal creatures roamed Australia during the Pleistocene epoch and weighed over 2,700 pounds. Diprotodon resembled a giant wombat and were likely herbivorous, feeding on shrubs, grasses, and leaves. They went extinct around 46,000 years ago, likely due to climate change and human hunting. Picture these enormous marsupials grazing peacefully in the Australian outback, their unique features making them truly extraordinary. As we approach the conclusion of our remarkable expedition, let's revisit the Ecodyptus, the giant prehistoric penguin that lived in the waters of Peru. Standing at nearly 5 feet tall, Ecodyptus was much larger than today's penguins. Adapted to a carnivorous diet, these avian predators hunted fish and other marine creatures. Their fossils provide insight into the adaptations those penguins underwent throughout their evolutionary history. Imagine the sight of these massive penguins diving and surfacing in ancient coastal waters, their startling size challenging how we view the evolution of seabirds. Finally, we'll look at the Megalania, a giant lizard that lived in Australia during the Pleistocene. This massive varanid lizard could grow up to 23 feet long and was the largest terrestrial lizard known to exist. As a carnivorous predator, Megalania hunted large herbivores and scavenged carrion. Its extinction is attributed to a combination of climate change and hunting from early humans. Visualize this colossal reptile basking in the sun on a warm day in ancient Australia, its formidable size leaving a lasting impression on the landscape. As we reflect on our journey through the extraordinary stories of these bizarre animals, it's clear that the history of our planet is filled with incredible and unusual beings, each with unique adaptations that allowed them to thrive in their environments. These creatures remind us of Earth's rich biodiversity and the forces, both natural and human, that can lead to extinction. The fossils of these animals continue to tell us tales of adaptation, survival, and often tragedy. The lessons learned from their histories help us confront the challenges facing modern species today. As paleontologists make new discoveries, they continually shed light on our understanding of evolution, ecosystem dynamics, and the intricate web of life on our planet. Today, we face a crisis of biodiversity loss, driven by habitat destruction, climate change, pollution, and overexploitation. The stories of these extinct creatures serve as powerful warnings about the fragility of life and the urgent responsibility we hold to protect the species that still exist. Each fossil tells a compelling narrative of a time when these unique beings thrived, reminding us of our duty to preserve the rich diversity of life we still have.